to Totally Whiskey and Wine. I'm your host, Jason, and with me, as always, is James, our intermediate, Zach, our industry professional, and Peach, the queen supreme of all.
Yes.
So, uh, for today, what we're going to review is the Compass Box Flaming Heart 25th, which is a blended malt Scotch whiskey, approximately 98 proof or 48.9 ABV. And Zach, why don't you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yeah, so this is Flaming Heart, the 25th anniversary edition bottle for Compass Box as they've hit their 25th anniversary. Congratulations on 25 years of blending good Scotch. But on to the whiskey facts. So this is a blended collection from all over the place. A lot of Islay Scotches in here. But Bernice Distillery, which is a heavily toasted French oak custom barrel, makes up 35.5% of the recipe. Talisker, Recharred American Oak Hogshead, 48.1% of the recipe. Williamson Islay Malt, Refill American Hogshead, 13.4%. In Lefroy Distillery, First Fill Marsala Barrique, 3%. James Saxon made this, light filtering. This is a more or less a just open interpretation of fire campsite whiskey.
Nice.
Made in Scotland.
Okay, so without any further ado, let's get to the score. Drum roll, please. $80. That's right. We gave this an 80 overall. So how do we come across those scores? Well, we break it down into 4 categories: nose, mouthfeel, flavor, and finally the finish. Each one of us will blind taste our whiskey that we're going to do and then score it from up to 25 points in each of the 4 categories, add all that together to get up to 100, and then we average out our scores to get our final total. So let's talk about our different categories and how and why we scored things the way we did. So we're going to start out with the nose. So I'm going to start this out. Now, do not slap me when I say this. Okay,
Line
I
up.
was going to say, I gave it an 18 for nose.
Okay.
And what I got off of it is public swimming pool. Public swimming pool. It reminded me of the smell of the public swimming pool.
Plastic inflatables and children's urine.
Your local YMCA?
Yeah, it just reminded me of just the scent of that place.
It was urine.
Why is the water purple?
But here's the thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Oh,
I mean, it's
cool.
not like a bad scent. It's just different. And that's what I got off it.
Hey, to each their own. I gave it as a 19 with peach, straw, oak, creme brulee, and light fruits.
17. Peat and flowers. Peat and flowers.
Peat and flowers.
Peat and flowers.
All right, so that brings us to mouthfeel.
Ooh.
So for mouthfeel, James, why don't you take it?
Like a full coverage, 19. I fought with a little bit. I'm not a peat guy. Anybody watches some other stuff, like peat does not do good for me. But being in all fairness, there's hung well. There's flavors in there. They're a little bit hard for me to identify over the peat. But yeah, full coverage, 19.
All right. I agree. I think it was good coating. It gave me a nice little hit up front, on the front of my tongue, and then it kind of moved to the sides and the back, kept that warmth kind of going through, and I enjoyed that. I give it a 22.
So I gave it a mouthfeel of 23. This particular whiskey was light but complex and just thoroughly covered the tongue, went and reaches the back of the throat, but was never overbearing. Moderate alcohol for a Scotch here without being totally cask strength. So this is exactly what I expected out of the product, and I think it knocked it out of the park.
Outstanding. All right. So that'll bring us to flavor. Why don't you continue on with flavors?
Yeah, so me and Peach gave it a flavor score of 18. I think I lost a lot that I had developed on the nose into the palate. The peat really took over here, and it's very strong here. I lost all the sweetness from the creme brulee. The oak still remained, but it was like a more charred oak this time without being any like sweetness from it. Like you'd expect caramel from like a charred oak, but instead it was like more of like a charcoal ash flavor.
Okay. See that? While James is sipping, I'll go ahead and go. I kind of got leather, musty, peaty, overall flavor from it, and I ended up giving it a 21. I kind of like that musty flavor that you get from peaty scotches and whiskeys. That is just personal preference. I'm kind of opposite from James in that regard. But yeah, I mean,
Cool. I gave it we're on
yes.
too hard. I just gave it where it's too hard, but I'm playing with it here. Maybe I give a little bit of like
Okay.
barrel char flavor, like barrel char flavors there, 19. Work through it. It's again, it really hurts me on peaty. It sticks to my tongue different than a lot of people do. So it's too much for me. But yeah, too hard for me to give it anything else to it. Just keep it. It was okay. I worked.
Okay.
Give up.
All right. So that brings us to the finish. So finish. I think this thing had some staying power to it. It makes me want to go back to it, sip it again. Again, I think part of that's because I kind of enjoy the flavors. But it also it's there with me, still there. It didn't disappear on me. It's still there. So I give it a 20.
So I also gave it a 22. Jason said it perfectly here. There's good staying power on this whiskey. The notes from the palate continue to linger on. Whether you like them or not, that's entirely up to your open interpretation. But I think this is just a really solid scotch all around.
Yep. Same for me. Gave it the highest score on finish. It stays. It's not exactly the stay that I like, but floral, peaty, medium peaty. I don't think it's super heavy peaty, but it's plenty of peat for me. And 20. Where was that?
All right. So it's Pete, and Ricky. Got it. But yeah, okay. So there you have it. That is the Compass Box Flaming Heart 25th anniversary blended malt Scotch whiskey. 98 proof approximately, and that's a price point of around $155, I believe you said.
That's what I paid for it. Yeah.
And overall score 80. So there you have it. Wherever you guys are drinking, hope you enjoy it.
Cheers.
Cheers.